You too, yes, saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, or sitting in the dog house, in the trap house, in the shake joint, in the shake house, whomever you are, this conversation is definitely for you. So, Dula, Pastor R, the conversation that I want to have today, this man saying, you all don't know what's going on in the studio. Please send your prayers this way because I have a hard time with Dula and Pastor R together. But Dula, I was invited to an event. Since I didn't secure my tickets 2 weeks ago, I wanted to go and celebrate one of my friends, my good sisters. You've met her before. She was here to talk about cancer some time ago. Patricia Perry.
Oh, yeah.
From Arkansas. Yeah. So she celebrated her 55th birthday on last evening. And so, since you're mentioning the doghouse, I ran into some old acquaintances, and he came by and tapped me on my shoulder and spoke. It was a gentleman, and he said, "How you doing? How's it going, Rich?" I said, "It's fine." He said, "Where's Cedric?" I said, "Not too far from the doghouse. He about 50 feet from the dog." So he's like, "Oh no, not the doghouse." He said, "I'll be right back." He went out and got him a beer. Came back in and had one for Pastor.
Pastor, you learning the ropes now.
He wouldn't drink it though. He wouldn't drink it. He told me, he said, "No, I can't drink it." So
once you get that first cold beer, you like,
Dula,
hey man, look here, man.
It wasn't gonna keep him from being
seems
at
like
the
all your
doghouse.
problems just float away.
Oh, Dula.
Float away.
Okay, so when you get through with your first cold beer
and
your problems float away, what about when you stop drinking them? They gonna come right back, Dula?
No, you make sure you 50 feet, 100 feet away from the issue at hand.
Oh, Lord.
Get
Dula.
your man cave, build that on up, you know what I'm saying?
We're putting out a disclaimer. Anything that you get from here, please don't blame it on the K-Well. Look,
I'm not responsible for it.
Listen, Dula's speaking for himself, and so is Dr. Rich. So don't bring it to K-Well.
Hey,
listen,
some of these
you can't see K-Well.
Some of these men wives will give you raccoon eyes, so don't take my advice. You know, if you got one of them women that'll dot your eyes, man.
Dula said some men's wives will give them raccoon eyes, so some men's wives would do that. Well, Pastor R didn't have to worry about that, but he was almost in that doghouse last night. So, really, look, good topic today. 901-260-5926. Listen, if you don't call in or submit a question, and I probably won't get your question today because I want you to go ahead and keep viewing from the KWAM Facebook page because I'm going to be logging out in just about 5 minutes. But share this. Share it. Why are you keeping it to yourself? Share it. Share it. Today, what we're talking about, I don't care where you are in the, whether you're in the kingdom, out of the kingdom. This is a real conversation piece. We're not going to banter back and forth, but this is a real conversation piece. Pastor R, listen, you were in a conversation not too many weeks ago, and so was I recently. Would you have a problem with a friend or family member who showed interest in your former lover or partner? Listen, that's the question of the day. Is it an issue for you? Dula, Pastor R, listening audience, if your friend...
it's time to meet me around the corner, man.
No, Dula, listen.
Come on, man. What is too many fish in the sea?
Listen, I said X. Listen, would it be a problem for you if your friend, you're now still friends with this person, or family member, now this is somebody you're still related to, or a friend.
If she a dime piece, it'd be a problem.
Who wants to date or sleep or otherwise become intimate or make this person their partner if you used to date
What
them?
you say, Pastor? I need you to repeat that for the people of the great city of Memphis.
Hey, Angie Steele, we got to get you on here, really, before the Can You Sit With Us event. Yeah, Dula.
But now, if you done moved on, you done moved on. Now, you a human being. You're going to be a little irritated if you're one of your family members. It's like,
really?
It's kind of disrespectful a little bit because, especially depending on how long you've been courting that woman.
Even if you're not with her anymore.
Even if you ain't when you courting, she's sitting up at the same picnic table.
Wow.
At the family reunion, where she was sitting with you for the first 4-5 years.
Ooh,
then she come back with your brother and sit another 4-5 years. That's got to be awkward.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Certain things I think off limits.
Right. So you think that's off limits?
That ain't no much right woman there.
That ain't no much right woman.
A much right man, you know.
Oh my goodness. Well, Dula, this is the thing. I was reading an article, and they had some parameters and guidelines, and we're going to discuss that real shortly. But they were saying that it depended on if it was kind of similar to what you're saying. They were saying if it was a one night stand, if it was a hit it and miss it, if it was under 6 months of dating, if there were no children from the relationship, if you were not married to the individual, if it was not something serious. Now, what are your deal breakers for dating someone that your friend or family used to date? I mean, what are your deal breakers? What are the game changers for you? Hey, Coco. Hey, all of my West Memphis folks. What's going on? What's going on? So, Pastor R, what do you have to say? Because I know that you ran into that issue recently, as recent as, seriously, Dula, about 4 weeks ago, someone took to Facebook, which is what we typically do because we can't be men and women enough to discuss our dysfunctional family lives with one another at a gathering or just sitting down to dinner and talking and having candid conversations, as it were, Dula. Let's talk about the issues that you're facing. And an issue that you may be facing is that you feel like a woman that you or man that you procreated children with is now dating a friend or family member, and you addressed it on open social media. You were like, this isn't something for social media, but then they continue to go with it, not with you, but with it was within their family. It was 2 guys actually, and you grew up with these guys, and you were like, this isn't the place for it. And then you also went on to say that you expressed your views. What were those views, Pastor R? Tune in on Facebook, the KWAM page on Facebook, y'all.
Well, my response to it is that woman could date any man of her choosing. Of her choosing, any man of her choice, rather. And she could date your cousin, your brother, your uncle.
Pastor R. He's savage, dude. He's savage.
You can see and have a relationship with whoever you choose. I mean, how can I be married to Dr. Rich and one of my high school classmates marry or a guy that considered himself back in the day to be my best friend? All of a sudden, I see him, trying to have a relationship with my kid's mother. And next thing you know, I find out through the grapevine that he has been trying to have a relationship with her. And all of a sudden, I'm angry at him, and I do an outburst on social media, not only through social media, but through our family resources or sources. I mean, how is that giving my wife any respect? And the woman that I have kids by, I never married her. Oh, the only thing we ever did together was been, intimate socially, and having an outlaw relationship, being an outlaw son-in-law and an outlaw daughter-in-law, never being committed to one another. But I married somebody else, and now my cousin wants to, be intimate with my baby's mama. Next thing you know, I want to fight and clown and act a fool, and I'm married now. That's stupid to me. Oh. That woman has a right to see anybody in your family that she chooses to. You can't do nothing about it. There's no reason for you to get mad because all you and that woman have together is a baby.
What Dula didn't say it was wrong, but what he did say was it would be awkward. He said it's kind of awkward when she was there with you for the first 2 or 3 family reunions or get-togethers, and now she's showing up all the time with your family members.
Get used to it.
Oh, you savage!
Get used to it.
Savage.
You got to respect for feelings now. You know what I'm saying? Cause if you real with liking that woman, you gonna be irritated. You gonna try to hold your pride now. You gonna be sitting there like it ain't bothering you, but it gonna be worrying the hell out you. Okay. Then he over there with her, and likewise with the woman. You try to play it off. Oh, good to meet you now. And that ain't what you want to say to them folks, man. Don't be full of it, man. If you cared anything about the relationship, you had any kind of commitment, you gonna feel a little messed up.
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
Just don't get the liquor bottom busted on.
Listen. Let me say this to Dula first. See, what he's saying is, though, Dula, what I'm hearing him say is, you're married to Mrs. Dula now, so he's saying for you to clown with somebody else about an ex, and you got her.
You already with somebody.
Yeah, so the guy that he was speaking with.
That's a tough one now.
That's what he was saying. He said because what I remember now that he's saying that, I'm thinking in my wheels are turning now, because I remember him saying, I remember you saying this on social media 3 or 4 weeks ago.
It's like you said, you was like all them different facets to it. Because
Yes.
it's like, was the main singer. Because people could visualize like, we were together, I never married you, and then you just left me.
Right.
I ain't with nobody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
Right.
in the case of you being with, you supposed to be liking what you with.
That's what he said on
yeah,
social
yeah.
media. And so I need to put that out here. The thing is, Pastor R addressed it. He was like, you have a wife whom you have been married for at least 10 years. So why are you worried about what this man is doing with an ex whom you were He said, seemed like you should be more concerned about keeping this thing right.
Here's the thing, though.
That's what you were saying on social media, right? I remember.
It just before everything's in the open.
Dude, I love that.
Hey, but
God.
it's the thing for when it doesn't happen, because you don't know he been itching at her. And they've been itching at each other before the end, like it just popped up. So it had to be some slick coating going on in twins.
And that goes to one of my points that I was reading. I said I was going to share from the article. And so it reads, was one or both of you flirting or sending cues during their relationship? If you haven't noticed, there are some who feel strongly that if the couple isn't married, there are no boundaries. And even these days, the level of respect for marriage was waned in some instances. But if you know you were giving them the eye or even took things further while your friend was still in a relationship with this person, you were wrong from the start, and it's most likely going nowhere fast.
Well, I'm gonna go back to the 70s with this thing. And
Okay.
you know, I'm gonna change my
You are a
voice
70s baby.
And
you are a 70s baby.
And I'm gonna go back to the 70s with this thing. And
Okay.
I do have a known comedian name, and it's Wanky the Entertainer. Because that's one of my other occupations. K-Wham.
He's
Wanky.
Wanky.
Let's check out Wanky. I ain't
Wanky
never
the
met one.
Entertainer.
Yeah, I just stepped off into
into
the arena of comedy. So I'm gonna go back in the day a little
So
bit.
you're a preacher and a comedian.
Well, one of them. Check
You're a
this
preacher
out.
comedian.
Yeah, check this out.
So you could do said that. Oh, never mind.
Check this here out.
Okay.
Go back in the day. You know what they say. The pretty Tony. You know. You know the rules of the game. You know the rules of the game.
Dude, I know it sounds
when,
rappers in here.
You know when your hoe choose, you lose. You know the rules of the game.
This man said if you don't choose,
Jody said,
lose.
you know the rules of the game.
Oh, Lord.
You know, when your hoe choose,
Pretty
you lose.
Yeah, she chose me.
Lord, what are y'all talking about? I
You
am
lose.
lost. I am completely
So you know the
lost.
rules of the game. You know the rules of the pimp game.
Oh, my.
P-I-M-P.
Oh, Lord.
He
Y'all
said when
stop.
she choose, you lose. I don't know if I said something inappropriate for CBS.
Yes, you did.
But
Candid
I'm sorry.
Conversations, you did.
No, you talking about going and do a garden, man.
Oh,
you know?
Lord.
Yeah.
You gotta have to get the garden tilled up.
Yeah, I'm sorry because I know there's rules to what's it called?
FAA.
Yeah, the FAA.
FCC.
FCC,
The
I'm
FCC.
sorry.
You all good, man. I mean, you talking about we gardening for these women that been chosen.
Oh,
we just plant cucumbers and,
Lord.
and things of that nature.
You all are
know?
terrible. But listen,
You know the rules of the game.
There were so many facets to this because they were also saying in the article, did your friend move on to a long-term relationship or marriage? And let me see this. Like, how long have you and your friend been friends? So they're even putting those contingencies on. They're saying, well, what difference does it make depending on if you don't have any loyalty, which Chris Brown said, these garden tools ain't loyal.
There's no loyalty, and there's no loyalty when it comes down to intercourse and money.
Well, Pastor R, let me ask you this. Because the young man, your childhood friend did say to you, well, wouldn't you be upset if this person tried to talk to your ex-girlfriend or your baby's mom?
No, I would not.
And I saw you write that openly on Facebook. You were like, no, I wouldn't. You said, I'm trying to maintain you know, with Dr. Rich, you said, I got my attention right here, right now. And that's been 20-some years ago. And I done had some women in between Dr. Rich and that relationship. So
That depends on if you coat it up or coat it down, though.
Oh,
You see, if you
Dulas putting another spin on it, y'all.
See, you coat it up. If you coat it up, you ain't gonna be too irritated by nobody reaching back at that thing. But if you coat it down and you sitting there with that doggone mule, you gonna be like, Lord have mercy.
I love Dulas vernacular.
I'm just saying.
His face of that mule.
You sitting there and that man that got your.
Oh, Lord, I cannot.
Depending on you coat it up or coat it down.
Listen, and for those of you who are a little young and you don't know what doula means, by coating up, he's meaning who you're dating.
Dating up, yeah.
And for those of you who have yet to be saved, you're talking about just smashing somebody or whatever y'all say these days. I mean, come on. 901-260-5926. I want to hear what you got to say. Are you irritated? Would you be irritated if your baby's father started hollering at your best friend? Would you be upset? Would you be angry?
World Star Hip Hop. Wouldn't they be fighting on World Star Hip Hop? Y'all need to check them videos out, man. Them girls
I got to. They do. They're fighting on there too.
Oh,
I can't take it too much because I got enough problems in my dysfunctional family. I don't need to be. One of my babies told me, Mama, you need to watch Basketball Wives. I said, child, I don't know if I can handle Basketball Wives. I got too much drama in my own dysfunctional family. I'm serious.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
First.
I'm serious.
There is rules to the game.
I might get put a dog out by
there is rules
we
to the
gotta
game.
tread lightly.
I mean, it's some guys, man, that turn around and marry the chick that everybody in the neighborhood had banged on. And then we try to
smash.
That's the word
on,
yeah.
They
and
say
we try
smash.
we try to judge and critique this guy, but you know, eventually, if she's that hot, one guy gonna get hooked, and it's always the weak one. I'm in love with you,
Lord.
but it was all a game. You got to know the rules of the game.
This man said you got to know the rules of the game. Okay, they're also saying as a part of the contingencies that they're saying, were you the sounding board and go between when they were together? So ladies, you know, did you have that best friend who you shared and confided all of your secrets in, all of your angst with your then partner or boyfriend or lover, and you shared all of this information, all the ups and downs, even the bedroom shenanigans with this young lady, your baby's father? Did you share that information about your baby's father? And now she's with him and you're angry. I want to hear from you after the break. We're going to take a quick break. I know you just joined us, but I want to hear 901-260-5926. Are you over him or her? Are you still thinking about the bedroom shenanigans and all the fun you guys had, even though you allegedly have moved on?
Ain't no shenanigans.
We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. This is The Real Dr. Rich.
Candid Conversation. No topic is taboo.
I guess you all are quiet today because some of you do understand where I'm coming from, and maybe you're that woman. Maybe you are that chick who has a problem with, you know, your friend who is now dating or otherwise fornicating, smashing, whatever you want to call it, whether you're secular or spiritual. You know, you have a problem. You have a man in your life, but you have a problem with your friend dating your ex. Or he's complimenting her, he's dating her, actually contemplating marriage, and you find yourself having a problem with that. Is there still some fire there? What's going on? What is it within you that causes you to be angry with your friend or family member? Listen, I'm not talking about adultery. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about an individual or woman or man who is right now I'm talking to the women. You're supposed to move on. You have a happy life now. You're remarried or you're in a serious relationship or situationship, whatever it is. But for some reason you're angry because your family member or friend, your BFF, your best friend forever, is smashing your baby's father. You know, what's the issue? 901.
There is no issue. There is no issue.
Dula's shaking.
It is what it is.
Pastor R is
There is no
savage.
issue. There is no issue.
He is savage.
You know, because you know, it's just good to just be open with your feelings, open with the person that you're interested in. If one of my old cats would have had a problem with a chick that I was smashing that he felt like he was in love with, he should have married her before I got her. Now she's mine, and you know, now I got her wrapped around my finger. Now I have her so obsessed with me, she don't want to deal with him. That's probably the problem. He's still probably trying to go behind, you know, me and do some things. But he see I got her. I would have had the power to keep her.
Pastor R is savage. 901-260-5926. 901-260-5926. Want to hear from you.
What separates us from the orangutan
Oh, Lord.
is that we supposed to have some kind of principles and morals.
Principles and
that,
morals.
that ain't nobody shouldn't enforce you. You know, I just don't, just stay away from my around. Man, there's so many women and men and folks in this world. Why you gotta cope up and around? A lot of people do stuff because it's easy taking, easy picking. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
They don't want the challenge of going, trying to do something new. They done got a feel. They done kind of seen how they done watch how she done cook for you.
Oh, wow! I like this perspective.
On the other side, she done watch how you done smart your money on her.
Oh, wow!
Oh, man, I want some of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I like your perspective, Dula. Pastor R, let me ask you: are there any boundaries? Do you
There
feel that?
are no
wait
boundaries.
a minute. Let me finish my question. There's a two-part. Is that in general, or would you now, like if you and I, who have been married for close to 23 years, we've been married. We haven't been dating and then married, but our entire marriage has been 22 years. Be 23 years in February 2020, the Lord's will. Would there be a problem if we were, Yah forbid, but if we were to separate and go our separate ways, if a family member or friend of yours were to step to me and I was in a relationship with him? Somebody you considered a friend.
Would I have a problem with it?
Yeah.
I guess.
No, I wouldn't have no problem with it.
Okay, so I'm just asking because you know there were different levels and there were different segments to this. There were different compartments to this. We have a caller, Dula.
Y'all done started some stuff.
We done
up.
started some. Where's your earpiece so you can hear the question? You have to hear the question.
Yeah,
so,
it's directed.
hold on, caller, hold on. So Pastor R just went one step further, Dula. He says he doesn't have any boundaries. He said even if it, you know, sometimes there are contingencies, but he's saying even if it were us and I had moved on, and I'm thinking the reason he's probably saying it because he knows the friends that he has, I wouldn't want them. You know, serious. Now, if he had some friends who were of my caliber, he would probably change his tune. But he knows that he doesn't have any friends that I would even. You know, they couldn't even step to Dr. Rich. I'm just being honest. You know, so I'm thinking if he had a different circle of friends that he knows, you know, had some potential with me, you know, would he be worth? But he's saying right now it wouldn't even matter.
Well,
so, caller, you're on the air with Dr. Rich and Pastor R. Let's hear from you. Oh, she said, "Cause that by her back." I got to move my mic. Hypothetical.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you,
said-
caller.
So you would
thank you,
you're asking
caller.
the question if I have a problem with doing
I'll explain it. She's gonna hang
my
up.
wife would get together while I'm
You
married.
can hang up,
or-
caller.
or
No,
it's
no, no,
married?
no. No, not while we're married.
No, I wouldn't have
not,
a problem
not,
with it.
Not while we're married.
While we was divorced or separated. No, I wouldn't have a problem with it. No, I wouldn't have a problem with it. No, I wouldn't have a problem with it because before I became a minister and a husband, I was in the streets and I knew the rules of the game. I'm still living a life where I know the rules of the game on both sides. For as being a husband, I know the rules and the rights that I have as a husband. And if my wife is divorced me, she's being free to roam about and to be open to see and to date the man of her choice. Or not. I mean, I wouldn't want to trust anybody else but a best friend with the woman I used to love.
Thank you, caller. Continue to listen and share this Candid Conversation episode. Thank you so much. Thank you, and I appreciate it. I do. Listen, Dula, I love that caller whenever she calls in, but Pastor R is savage. Now, listen, he's saying that, Dula.
Dula know the rules of the street. So
I mean,
it
it's a certain amount of rule, like what he's saying, but
Right.
I ain't a man that's full of it.
Yeah.
It is gonna irritate your britches, man, to see that woman or that if you care an inch about her. You know what I'm saying? Now you gonna play it cool. We go on.
But
though.
you mean in being honest,
But
deep down.
being
What's
honest,
your real
feeling?
what's the
Don't-
real
you
feeling
can't. You can
behind
lie
it?
to everybody else, but
Right,
you can't lie to yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
What
I
you mean
just
irritate, Dula?
what I'm telling you, okay, say you didn't code up. You coded down. You got you a mule for a woman now. Now, okay, you sitting at the Applebee's with that mule. And then here come your brother and your ex woman in there, and she looking
was a
like
level up.
and he own half of FedEx. And they come in there and they toasting, drinking a Chardonnay, a Chaboulay, and all this. Look at him. And they just in love, and you trying to sit there and eat your chicken finger basket, and you looking over there and know that was used to be your woman. You gonna say, I'm straight. But in your belly, man, you like, man.
You irritated. You irritated.
If you gonna be real, you gotta be real.
Irritated.
If you cared any better about that woman.
It probably will bother
A little bit.
I like
it probably
that.
will
I
bother
know
some
it,
person,
man.
but it wouldn't bother me.
You a man, I knew you was a pimp, man. You got only a pimp can have that kind of heart where it don't. Cause I mean, you didn't have an attachment. But if you have an attachment to anything, I mean, it ain't. You think about how you would feel about something material.
You know, I'm
much
talking
less
about.
that you lost.
Listen now, I'm not talking about speaking about today because today now with Dr. Rich, I probably pull that York out.
That unit, man.
Y'all play too much.
We would have cleared out of it.
Y'all play too much.
Man, hey,
Now,
look,
with Dr. Rich now,
I'ma tell you
I'm probably
something.
clowning about Dr. Rich.
I was at a party a long time ago, and this guy, this exact thing happened.
I knew it
And
happened.
my
I know it
cousin
happened.
down in Mississippi, he was down here with me, and this guy, he was my partner.
Yeah.
And this woman he used to date, nice lady, and she coded up. And this is just a perfect example right here. Man, he helped us hostage almost. We didn't know because everybody was leaving the party.
Yeah.
But he kept us pinned to the couch. Man, that ain't right. And I was like, we were scared to move. Is he gonna go? We were like, man, he would not let it go.
Wow.
And he wasn't married to this woman.
Wow.
Right.
He called himself a player.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But this one particular woman, she got tired of how he was doing it, so she got her somebody that was a little more
Absolutely.
stable with her.
Absolutely.
And that's all the situation was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got
But
some
he
guys
couldn't
like that.
take it, and he was the pimp player.
And you have some guys who cannot take it. And you know what? They will go so far to they will actually hurt somebody, man, over a woman.
it's on the news.
Men have done that.
They
Men
got
have done that.
shows on ID all day long about this stuff.
Wow.
You know, people not being respected. That's why I say go and break a loose and break all the way a loose
Right.
if you're gonna do it.
Right.
Have some kind of human, cause you try to go by them laws. You gotta go by the human heart, man.
Right.
You gotta know if that was you, what possibly, you know. So it's best to clear the path out on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And on that note, we're gonna close
Listen, you
that.
can get away with it. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Or sneak around, yeah.
Oh Lord.
Some guys have tried to get away with it, but
Oh,
they still
my
ended
goodness.
up. They still ended up in Forest Hill.
Man,
Oh wow. So on that end,
we
I'm
wonder why prostitution's so big.
Oh Lord, Dula, we're not gonna go there.
I'm just saying, man.
Overall, we agree it is a case-by-case situation and you should tread lightly. We know there often seems like there is a shortage of great guys or girls, but that's not a reason to double up on the same man or woman unless it's an unbelievable opportunity that lies ahead. It's always best to have a conversation, a candid conversation as adults, and gauge your friends' feelings very early on. We're not saying that she or he has the deciding vote whether you proceed or not, but we can tell you that by not having the conversation, the candid conversation with him or her, your relationship with your friends can go left quickly and you may have lost a friend you've had a lot longer than this relationship may last. Ask yourself, is it worth the risk? So that's the thing right now today. I'm thanking the caller for calling in. But now I want to switch it up just a little bit. Pastor R, I think Dula's going to like this topic as well. This is a great one, callers. 901-260-5926. Maybe you've not experienced the last conversation personally, but maybe this one will reach you. But I want to say this, Pastor R, I want to talk. What do you think about adult children living at home? What do you think about that? And what I mean by adult children, I mean children who are 25 and older. I was reading an article about that, and there was a great number of males who are 30 and above. I forgot what the statistics were. I would try to pull them up. But there's a significant number of males who are older than 30 living at home with their parents.
Well, I think if you're over 25 years old and you're staying at home with your parents and you're really a great help to them in the areas of meeting the contract that your parents, because with our children, we type up contracts and they have to sign and agree with what's within the contract. But if long
I don't think I'm gonna do Lily like that.
But as long as a adult child is respecting the rules and the policies of their parents' home and they're helping their parents financially and any other kind of way around their home, for it's the grass and the upkeep, the laundry and the groceries, just being just real roommates with their parents, because when you're living with your parents and you're paying them, that's like being a roommate.
And you're an adult.
And you are an
adult.
And you're really helping them. I think it's okay. But if you have a child there that wants to live there in the basement and don't help, he don't want to support, he's disrespectful, he's always mouthing back at the mother or the father and always into it with the siblings and always into your mail trying to read and find out what's going on with the wheel or what's going on with the finances, or just being just a outright disturbance under the roof for your home where you're paying, to stay. And
borrowing your vehicles.
Yeah, want to drive your vehicles, and when you do allow them to use them, him to use it, he can bring your vehicle back on E. Not just being, courteous or just having money and lying like he's really not having anything and he's really selfish. It's going to be hard. I don't believe in allowing that child to stay there no more than probably an agreed date between the mother, the father, and the child. So I give you 30 days or I give you 60 days and
Pastor
you have
R,
to leave. Yeah.
Dula, let me tell y'all something. The article that I read, I'm going to tell you the truth.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
It speaks to a lot of what you're saying. I hadn't even shared this article with you, Pastor R. Okay, so in this article, they're discussing 9 rules that parents must establish with the children before
Right.
your child
You have to have
moves back
rules now.
in. If your child is about to move back in with you, I think you
that's
need
okay.
to sit down and hammer out some guidelines,
Right.
having plans.
Right.
How will we know this is working? We'll
Right.
know because everyone will be doing their fair share.
Right,
We'll
right.
be respectful of each other.
Right.
How will we know it isn't working? We'll know if someone isn't pulling their weight or starts overstepping boundaries. What will we do if it's not working? You will make plans to leave within a month. These are some guidelines.
Right.
Okay,
I
and
agree with that.
And they were saying, what will we do if it's not working? What will we do if it is working? We'll continue with our original plan
Right.
of 6 months. So,
Right.
so the outline is
I think 6 months is
6
fair.
months. They're giving these adult children 6 months. They're also saying set limits.
Right.
Have a plan of action. Consider your own needs. Don't
Right.
get pulled into guilt. Oh my God. Try not to react to your child's anger. We're talking about children who are
If you help
25 and
your child,
older.
Dr. Rich, they shouldn't be getting angry anyway. And see, what I don't like about it, when a child wants to come back home, Dr. Rich, they will tell you.
Make all these promises.
They will ask you, and they'll make all these promises
Yeah, I knew that's
to
where
you
you were
right
going.
there. And then, like a month in, they're responding with an attitude. Now they don't want to talk. Now it's their business. But this is what I feel, Dula. If I'm helping you, that gives me the right to ask you a question. That gives me the right to get in your business.
Well, when you
And I'ma
get grown, that's why you need your own, man. It ain't meant for you supposed to get up at ain't it's in the Bible where you supposed to take on a woman and go on about your business at a certain point. It's in the Bible.
Yeah, it's in the Bible. At some point, some kids work better, with their parents. And if they want to stay home forever, it's cool. But if they're going to help their parents, man.
Man, I'm tell you something. I left home at 16, but I was managed. You know what I'm saying?
Don't say he was
I was
managed.
managed and
Disrespectful?
didn't want to. No, I never do that. That's why I left.
Nah.
See, my thing is, I ain't have no problem. I'm grown. I'm thinking I'm grown. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So, and I had sense enough, and the way my dad put me like a man, that what you do, go do what you gonna do then. But however, look at the issues we facing all the way around with young folks. Not making adult decisions.
Right.
In the house, not learning how to be upstanding characters.
Right.
Shooting and killing everybody. It's a direct reflection of that baby-fied attitude. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. I can't have what I want. I just
wait
destroy
to get
it.
out the house, could it, man?
No,
we
no.
couldn't wait. Wanted to be a man. Let me do this.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
son was like that. He took. Hey, we helped him or whatever, but he want to be on. You have to embed that into a child. Now, a child they're helping the family out and ill,
Right,
parent need
right.
help. That's cool. But as a I guess a main template for life, you would want your child to be independent as possible.
Yeah, you
know what I'm
would.
saying?
You would. I know this brother over in West Memphis, Arkansas.
Yeah, I
Marion,
was bringing him
Arkansas.
up. I was gonna bring him
He
up.
allowed his sons to live at home with him
And his daughters.
and his daughters, and they paid
Listen to
him.
this, Dula.
And they paid him. They agreed to the contract, and all of his children did according to what the contract guidelines stated. And by
paid that home off,
and
Dula,
by them
in like
doing
7
that,
or 8 years.
and by him doing that, they was able to build a home from the ground up and pay it off because everybody was on point. Now his parents, not elderly, but they're older, probably like in their middle 50s, something like that, middle 50s, early 60s. They don't have a mortgage. Now the parents probably have money saved. Not only that, this brother here had other family members putting money in a bank account or a pot or some kind of egg nest in case someone in the family die who has no life insurance.
Well, you're talking about an organized group of folks.
Yeah, they
Right.
are. They're
But-
very organized.
But
Right.
how many, do the statistic on how many folks actually got that kind of discipline?
And that's
young
what
people that's gonna be, I couldn't uphold sometime when I was young trying to do things. But
Right, I did. I did that
took
too.
care of my business and kept on going. But I'm just saying, for somebody who's doing it like what you're saying, that's a great deal, man. But you got to look at the harsh reality of it in the majority. And the majority of young people are is less more independence being taught out here. And I think that's where when they can't depend and they left out here and not knowing how to survive,
Right.
they go to doing the quickest thing to just put some in their belly.
Right.
And then they don't mean okay who they defile to get it.
Right.
You know
so,
what I'm saying?
So I really believe, Dr. Rich, that adult children over 25 years old could stay with their parents if they're willing to agree to the contingencies that's within the contract agreement. I believe that's okay. I don't have a problem with allowing a child to live there at 25, 26, 30, or 31. As long as we all can get along.
Any kind of
If
contract.
we all can get along and you respect me and don't overstep your boundaries, respect me as a father, respect my wife as your mother, and and don't just do what you want to do in my house. make sure it's okay.
Well, let
See,
me.
that's why you need your own.
That's right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
But some people can't. So I'm talking about the ones that can't, and the
They
ones
can't afford to live on their own,
can't leave.
and whose parents can't pay. Now we're gonna pivot from
Now
there
they
because
paying.
wait a
You need to
minute.
be able to have your. Hey, look here.
That's what listen. I'm gonna
You
pivot
know?
because I know we have our time
Go
is
ahead,
short.
go ahead.
But even like with the great entertainer Brian McKnight, we've seen him on social media where his
Right.
children they drug him on. They did a great drag. They said that Mr. McKnight, the singer, the entertainer, Mr. Brian McKnight, they said that he abandoned them. Now his children are 27 and 30.
31, I think. Yeah, 30.
Okay, and he just recently married Dula. He married a doctor, and they took to social media because he said that what he did was he paid for they lived with him for a while, but he said he was getting a little bit tired of that, with him having a new wife and everything.
Right.
And for the record, she is not a younger wife. She is 46, 47. And he married her, and he said he got them their own apartments.
Right.
So he paid their apartments up for 2 years and
did.
their utilities
He
for
did.
2 years. And at the end of those 2 years, he said that they should be self-sufficient. He said
Right.
his wife had even gone on to get them a job at the hospital, being that she's a physician.
Full benefits.
With full benefits. He said that they told him to his face, we're not going to stop smoking and drinking. We're not going to take the job because we're not going to stop.
Let the penitentiary have them.
So now everybody's wanting to get on and attack Mr. McKnight. He said there's a difference in abandonment and what was it called, Cedric? He used another word. He said, I haven't abandoned my children. It's called I forget what it's called. It's something estrangement. He said we're
yeah.
estranged. He said I'm estranged from my adult children, but this is in no way abandonment. He said for them to break in my home and remove certain things from my home and then put their mom's picture up in my wife's home, he said that was just too much.
And they scratched through the eyes of the pictures of he
Yeah,
and his new
and
wife.
so he was like, I've done all that I can do for my
Right,
children. He
right.
said, what more? So that kind of is why I'm bringing this into this conversation, because we have to know, like you said, Dula, children at that age, you're talking about 27 and 30. Those are grown men, fully grown, and one of them has a child. So why do parents have to be responsible for taking care of their adult children until they die? I don't feel like any parent should have to have that obligation. So listen, tune in next Sunday. That's our time. Listen, 901-260-5926. This has been Candid Conversations with the real Dr. Rich, Pastor R, and Dula. Next Sunday, peeps.
Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Love you guys. Thanks for your
Shalom.
support.
Best friend. Would you be upset? Would you?
Y'all be on it, man.
Dula said we were on it.
Y'all be on it, man.